Okay, second part of the solubility lab, the solubility PhET simulation. So we're going to start off on the water tab here, and we're going to think about what happens as we add sugar or salt to water. So with this one, you're going to fill out this table. I'm going to recognize that the drawing part might be pretty difficult, and that's fine. I just want you to give me detailed observations of what you see. All right. So switching back over to this simulation, and I'm going to switch over to the water tab here. And so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put the salt into the water first. And you can kind of see what happens. Let's reset that. And I'm going to put it in, and then I'm going to pause it. Look at what happened to the salt when I put it in. Think what it looked like before I put it in, and think what it looks like after I put it into the water. So that's one thing to think about here. That's what you're thinking about when writing your observations. So we've got that. I'm going to go ahead and reset this, and then I'm going to put the sugar in. And we're going to pause and we're going to look at this. Think about what's different with the sugar than happens with the salt. Okay? So we see two very different things happen with the sugar and the salt. So think about, okay, I've got this salt right here. It's the sodium and the chloride together. Sodium ions and chloride ions together. And then I put it in the water, and what happens? And then in this one, I've got this C12H22O11, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen all together. And thinking about that, you can think back to what we looked at in the types of bonding. What kind of bonding is this? Is this ionic or molecular covalent, or network covalent, or metallic? Remember, metallic and network covalent do not dissolve in water, so it's not one of those. So it's got to be either ionic or molecular covalent. And thinking about what that means. Let's go ahead and pause that and come back to this screen. Thinking about what you've seen now, I want you to do this part. So light bulb glows because when salt is put in water. Why does that happen? And the light bulb does not glow when sugar is put in water because. So try and explain this based on what you've seen. And maybe think about, the only other thing I'll say is that remember that electricity, we've talked about, is the flow of charge. So that's an important thing I'll say here. Go ahead and think about that. And I will come back with one more video to finish this up, to talk about the micro part, and then we will go from there. So, good luck.